we talked about the span of management under vertical dimensioning of an organization structure. So, going deeper into that, the central concern for span of management is कि ये determine करना है that how many individuals a manager can supervise effectively. To use the organization's human resources effectively, managers should supervise as many individuals as they can best guide toward production quotas. अगर मैनेजर्स बहुत कम लोगों को सुपरवाइज करेंगे तो वो अपनी प्रोडक्टिव कैपेसिटी को एक्चुअली वेस्ट कर रहे हैं. एंड ऑन द अदर हैंड, अगर वो बहुत ज़्यादा इंडिविजुअल्स को सुपरवाइज कर रहे हैं तो दे आर लूजिंग पार्ट ऑफ देयर इफेक्टिवनेस. दे वोंट बी एबल टू बी इफेक्टिव. Okay, so several important situational factors influence the appropriateness of the size of an individual's span of management. So ye factors are listed in front of you. The first is similarity of functions. The degree to which activities performed by supervised individuals are similar or dissimilar. अगर एक मैनेजर के अंडर जितने इंडिविजुअल्स काम कर रहे हैं उनका नेचर ऑफ जॉब या फंक्शन सिमिलर है तो द स्पैन ऑफ मैनेजमेंट वुड बी इंक्रीजिंग. मतलब एक मैनेजर ज़्यादा इंडिविजुअल्स को भी सुपरवाइज कर सकता है अगर सब एक ही काम कर रहे हैं. एंड द कन्वर्स इज ऑल्सो जनरली ट्रू. अगर फंक्शंस डिससिमिलर हैं तो आइडियली एक मैनेजर के अंडर कम इंडिविजुअल्स होने चाहिए टू सुपरवाइज. Then we have geographic continuity. This is the degree to which subordinates are physically separated. And of course, the closer the subordinates are physically, the more of them managers can supervise effectively. और अगर वो geographically spread हैं तो एक मैनेजर को कम इंडिविजुअल्स को सुपरवाइज करना चाहिए because then he won't be able to do it effectively. Third is complexity of functions. The degree to which workers' activities are difficult and complex and involving. The more difficult and involving the activities are, the more difficult it is to manage a large number of individuals effectively. And this is particularly true for research and development departments, which typically include numbers of engineers and scientists. तो अगर complex function है तो कम span of management होना चाहिए. And if it's a bit easier, तो span of management ज़्यादा भी हो सकता है. Then fourth, we have coordination. The amount of time managers must spend synchronizing the activities of their subordinates with the activities of other workers. And the greater the amount of time that must be spent on such coordination, the smaller the span of management should be. Fifth, we have planning, which is the amount of time managers must spend developing management system objectives and plans and integrates the manager plans and integrates them with the activities of their subordinates. So planning के पूरे process में अगर ज़्यादा time लग रहा है, then I mean whether those activities are repetitive and routine or infrequent but complex, the fewer individuals managers can manage effectively. So span of management जो है वो organization chart की height को directly influence करता है. Normally, the greater the height of the organization chart, the smaller the span of management, and of course, lower the height of the chart, the greater the span of management. Organization charts with the little height are usually referred to as flat, while those with much height are usually referred to as tall. ये जो figure आपको show की जा रही है, it's a simple example of the relationship between organization chart height and span of management. Now, in the picture, you can see that organization chart A has a span of management of 6 and organization chart B has a span of management of 2. As a result, chart A is flatter than chart B. You also have to note that both the charts have the same number of individuals at the lowest level. So the larger span of management in A is reduced in B just by adding a level to B's organization chart. there are several different ways in which managers may departmentalize their organization. So now we have come towards the horizontal dimension, which we spoke about very less. So departments, firstly, they can be based on function. Uh, Perhaps the most widely used basis for establishing departments within the formal structure is the type of work functions or activities being performed within the organization. This is a very कॉमन ऑब्जर्वेशन कि एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के एक कंपनी के जो डिपार्टमेंट्स होते हैं वो फंक्शंस की बेसिस पे डिवाइडेड होते हैं and functions are typically divided into the major categories of marketing, production, finance, HR, and others. Then the second basis on which departments can be formed is the product or service. Organization structure based primarily on product or service departmentalizes resources according to the products or services being offered. As more and more products are offered by a company, it becomes increasingly difficult for management to coordinate activities across the organization. Organizing according to product or service permits the logical grouping of resources necessary to produce and market each product or service. So, if it's a conglomerate and it has a lot of business divisions or it has a lot of products, तो हर product का अलग department या हर service का भी अलग department form किया जा सकता है. Like there can be a department for beauty products, there can be a department for home appliances, for instance. Then there can be a department for apparel. Then the third basis for departmentalization is geography. Organization structure based primarily on territory departmentalizes according to the places where the work is being done or the geographic markets on which the management system is focusing. The physical distances can range from quite short और ये शॉर्ट जो रेंज है वो क्या हो सकती है कि एक ही शहर में दो आपके offices मौजूद हैं, so the distance between them, and from this short range it can go to a quite long range, and that by long we mean 2 points in the same state or in different states or even in different countries. As market areas and work locations expand, the physical distances between places can make the management task extremely difficult or cumbersome. To minimize this problem, resources can be departmentalized according to territory. Then the fourth basis is customer. Structure based primarily on the customer establishes departments in response to the organization's major customers. This structure, of course, assumes that major customers can be identified and divided into local categories. For example, a travel agency can have one team taking care of corporate customers and the other team taking care of walk-in retail customers.